is that it is unfair to allow transgender women to play women's sports.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into defending women's sports. It's about fairness, competition, and protecting opportunities for female athletes. One lawmaker in Maine, Laurel Libby, has taken a stand and the reaction has been intense. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. All right, let's jump in.
So, when this individual was a biological male and competing, the biological male came in 5th in the state competition. The biological male transitioned into a transgender female and was allowed to participate by the officials in Maine in the pole vault in women's sports and came in first.
So, let's talk about Laurel Libby. She's a state legislator from Maine, and recently she made headlines for speaking out about fairness in women's sports. She posted about a transgender athlete who, after transitioning, won first place in the girls' competition. Libby thought this was unfair and said so on social media. That's all it took for her to get censured by her colleagues. She can't vote or participate in legislative committees.
Ms. Libby's belief about the fairness of transgender women participating in women's sports is based on science. It is. You may disagree with the science, and you may disagree with her, and if you do, you're entitled to do that. But Ms. Libby didn't just pluck this point of view out of thin air. A lot of Americans agree with her.
Now let's get to the heart of this debate. The American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, and other activist groups claim there's no biological advantage for transgender female athletes. But science says otherwise.
Baby boys begin developing different hormones and skeletal structures than baby girls that help them outperform girls when they're older. That's just a fact. We can say we wish it weren't. I'm fine with it. Some people say, well, that's bad. Well, take it up with nature. Take it up with God. But it's a natural fact.
Testosterone changes brain structure, muscle growth, and bone density. They develop more muscle mass and stronger frames, and the numbers don't lie. 285 high school boys beat Olympic sprinter Allison Felix's time.
Through nobody's fault. If you believe in God, it was a decision by God. If you just believe in nature, it was a decision by nature. Men and women are different. And men have a physical advantage over women. And if you allow a male, no matter how the male identifies, to compete with a woman in women's sports, particularly when you're under 18, the male's going to win every single time.
The danger factor, host. It's not just about fairness, it's about safety too, real-life consequences. In North Carolina, a high school volleyball player suffered a serious concussion. In California, a high school senior had her season cut short after a similar injury. This isn't just about feelings or identity, it's about real physical risks for young female athletes.
In May, a couple of years ago, a high school volleyball player in North Carolina, she's a female, she sued her state's high school athletics association. Why? Because they allowed a transgender player to play against her, and the transgender female, biological male, transgender female, spiked the ball in her face, gave her a concussion. Long-term physical injuries, long-term mental injuries.
Where do Americans stand? Host. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. Where do Americans stand on this? Most Americans believe in protecting women's sports. Title IX ensures equal opportunities in sports. It's about fair competition, not banning anyone. If you agree that women's sports should remain fair and safe, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. This conversation is far from over. Conclusion. Host. This is about fairness, science, and the future of women's sports, ensuring female athletes have a level playing field. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.